Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview, March 22nd, 2016 on a Tuesday. Traders, welcome, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Hazy skies today and not such a nice white sandy beach, but I think that's going to clear up by this afternoon because it is baking hot in Thailand. Alright traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, got a lot to talk about today. Got 6 currency charts to look at, some trade plans. Remember, this is not an alert service, this is educational purposes only. Alright, so let's get moving. For those of you who do not know me, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will tell you that I do start recording my video during the Asia session. So if you're opening this at London and you're seeing this video, just count about 10 candles back and you'll see where I started the video. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006. In 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the United States. Traders, I will tell you that 9 days later, I got on Big Bird, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. That was back in 2008. Traders, I'm still in Thailand and I'm having a great time. I love living in Asia. It's just absolutely wonderful. And I have to tell you, if you trade Forex, it's a great place to be. You can get up early in the morning, go to bed late at night, still get 7 hours sleep, and your next day is refreshing, and you do the same thing again. You can actually see all 3 sessions. Now, the New York session, I only get about 3 hours into the New York session. It gets about 11 o'clock by then, 11:30, and my day's over. I'm an early riser. I'm up at 5:30, 6 in the morning. That's my own thing. That's what I like to do. And then I'm in front of my computers about 45 minutes later, a cup of coffee, and I'm reading, seeing what's going on and what happened in the markets late in the New York session. Looks like we got some dollar strength coming back, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. Traders, I trade using fundamentals as a guide. I have a newsfeed that I pay for, and it's very important that you have some kind of economic calendar or newsfeed and know what's going on around the globe all day in your trading session. So if you're only trading Asia or you're only trading London or New York, make sure you have a newsfeed in the background so you know what's going on. Real important. It protects your trades, right? If big data is coming out, one of the big 18 of the month, you want to make sure you protect your position. If you're in profit, get to break even. If you're not in profit, well, got to think about that intelligent stop, right? But I'm a technician. I love using charts. I love using price action, price structure, price failure, support, resistance. I do use some indicators. When I'm trading Forex, I use harmonics. When I'm trading options, I use Ikimoku indicator. I also use 3 moving averages. Now, on these charts, you'll see the 200 exponential moving average, which is the green line. However, on my live charts, I do use a 55 moving average and a 10 moving average. So I do use some help along the way, and that's just to give me some confirmation. The nice thing about Ikimoku is that most of the indicators are all about leading indicators. So it's telling you what they expect is going to happen in advance. As we all know, other indicators are all lagging. So that's just a little bit about how I trade and what I do, and we'll get more into that every day as we go through. However, let's get to the risk disclaimer. Let's get to these charts. Very interesting charts today. So here we go. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Most importantly, traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Do not be trading your mortgage or your car payment or your food or whatever. If it's straining your budget, go to a demo account. Of course, you can find that on our site at fxclearing.com, and then go to a live account when you're comfortable in your financial situation. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's talk about a little bit about some news and commentary. First, I'd like to take a look at what happened in the markets yesterday. Looks like we have some dollar strength, and we'll see that in the charts. So the Dow 30 closed barely in the green at 0.12%. The S&P 500 closed 0.10%. The Nasdaq closed 0.28%, with the small cap 2000 closing negative at 0.28%. Let's take a look at what's happening over in the Eurozone. I just see a bunch of red here. The DAX negative 0.2%. 0.02%, the FTSE 100 negative 0.08%, the CAC 40 0.78%, and the Euro Stock 50 negative 0.42%. A lot of red, but you know what? Very, very minimal. Very, very minimal. So we're going to head on over to the Asia zone. Now, remember, these countries are all currently trading at the moment. And the Nikkei 225 is positive 1.94%. The S&P ASX out of Australia is negative 0.02%. The Shanghai must be on a holiday today. Nope, that to me, I think that's a mistake. The China A50 is showing that they're not open yet, and they should be. And they closed yesterday at 0.13%. The Hang Seng at Hong Kong is positive 0.17%, and the Kospi is also positive, barely 0.01%. Let's go back to the Shanghai Global Indices is trading, and it's negative 0.20%. I don't know why the China A50 out of Shanghai is not trading yet. They should have been open about 18 minutes ago. And I did not see that on my list of countries that are on a holiday today. In fact, I didn't see anybody on a holiday today. So I'll have to find out what's going on there. All right, let's take a look at our economic calendar today. So we had some Aussie news come out today. House Price Index, which is medium impact, came out at 0.2%. Consensus was 0.1. Japan is back in the market. They had some low interest rate stuff. Most of our high impact data, my friends, is going to be in the European session. So we have German manufacturing PMI, high impact news event today. A lot of data coming out of Germany today. Also, German IFO business climate comes out. That's another high impact data. So keep that in mind, my friends. And as we scroll down and take a look, we have the Great British Pound has CPI year on year for February. Consensus is 0.4%. So that all comes out, and they all come out within an hour of each other. So it's going to be 90 minutes after the market opens. It's going to be a little crazy. Then we have German zoo economic sentiment that comes out about 2 hours after the open. Consensus there is 5.0%. Going into the U.S. markets, my friends, looks like there is nothing. We have manufacturing PMI for March, and that is a medium impact news event. I don't think that is going to do anything for the U.S. market. So low on the markets. Yesterday, existing home sales came out of the U.S., and it did not meet expectations. So it was not a good number for the month of February in the U.S. for home sales. So got to keep that in mind. However, it doesn't look like it affected the market much, I have to be honest with you. So that's what's going on with our markets and our economic calendar today. So what's my commentary? Well, you know, I always say Monday is what do we call it? Monday? We call it Observation Monday. And the reason we call that Observation Monday is because a lot of times we don't get any price action, and there's very low news events normally on a Monday. And we'll see that in a couple of charts where there was just no price action. I am looking for some really good price action in the London session today, and I think that's going to be our trading session where we're going to see some price action. We can get to some trades as some of these pairs make some moves, as the pound has data and the euro has data today coming out. Of course, Germany being the big one, having like 6 news events today. Only 3 that are high impact, but they have like 6 or 7 news events coming out today. So we'll keep an eye on that. And please watch your economic calendar. It's so important that you're aware when these events come out and protect your position. All right, let's get to it. Euro dollar, look at this. Nice move to the downside. Trade plan yesterday worked fine. We were aggressive to take the short, and the short worked. Now we're at support, right? Now we're at a level that we don't want to sell this, right? We want this to bounce. And what do we have? We have a blue candle as we open into Asia. So we're expecting this to head back up. Now I put an aggressive entry here. I put a very aggressive entry. I want this to come all the way back up to the R1 pivot at 1.1280. Don't know if that's going to happen. So be prepared to take this trade at the daily pivot. The issue is you don't have many pips before you get down to this 200 exponential moving average where you're going to get a bounce. I'd rather see this come all the way back up to the R1 so we have some room to work with. Yes, we're going to get a bounce of the daily pivot no matter where we enter the trade, as long as we're above it. And also, it might act as good resistance and give us a sell trade. Then you have to expect the bounce at the 200 exponential moving average. So a little tricky for the entries today on the euro dollar, but I think they're doable. I don't think it's really out there. I think you just have to watch the charts and watch the news data. I don't trade the numbers on data. I trade the results and trade about 40 minutes later and see where price is at. So that's what I'll do today in reference to news events, and we'll see how it goes. But the euro dollar is bearish. It's always been bearish, and we're going to stay with that. Now, here's the pound. Pound's really had no price action yesterday. Yes, traders, this is the same chart as yesterday. Why? Because it hasn't done anything. There's nothing here. We still want this to pull back. It's either got to break this 200 exponential moving average, and then we'll just take it down. What you're going to want is you want a retest of that 200 EMA, which is a green line, and then you'll take it down to the daily R2 pivot and start to scale out. But that would be a great trade because, look at, there's no price action below the 200 exponential moving average left of the chart. However, I'd like to see this go back up to the R1, and I'll fight the price action at the daily pivot, and we'll just take this all the way down back to the 200. So entries are going to be a little tricky on the pound today. They do have news coming out, which I hope stimulates price action a little bit and get this thing moving. But basically, it did nothing yesterday. It's basically been sideways. There was no trades. It wasn't even close to a trade. And we just have to wait to see what happens on the pound. All right, counter trend trade for the day is going to be the Aussie dollar. You all know that I'm bullish on the Aussie dollar. However, it's in a bearish trend that's in front of us, and we're at support right now, and we're stuck between the support zone, which is the yellow line, and then the green exponential moving average. So we want this to pull back up to the R1 pivot, and then we'll take this down. I am not taking a trade at the daily pivot on this trade. Let me repeat myself. I am not taking any trade at the daily pivot. There's way too much price action left to the chart. If it goes down from there, it's going to go down without me. Remember, this is a counter trend trade. This pair is bullish. So you might want to think about taking a long trade, and that's fine because that's within the trend. But this is a counter trend trade setup. So please keep that in mind as you go through your trading day. Let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. I think this has got a great opportunity for us today. I'm really looking forward to this. I've given you two entries here. I'd love for this to come back up to our resistance support, resistance zone line, that yellow line at 1.4870. And we'll take it, of course, all the way down to the S1 pivot and also our support at 1.4747. But I gave you another option. What happens if this decides to break through the daily pivot and it comes down? Well, it's going to come down. It needs to give us a retest, and we can get in that at 1.4806. I would wait for 47.90 or 95 and then get at it because that 4,800 psychological level might hold you. So you got to be careful with that psychological level. But this, really like to see this come back up, and we can get in this at 48.70. We'll get out at 47.47. What a beautiful trade. Just need this to work for us, and this pair can do it. It moves over 130 pips a day. So it didn't yesterday, but normally it does move a lot of pips. Yesterday was basically just in a range. Did nothing yesterday. But we expected that. Remember, we talked about that we were not expecting big movements in our pairs yesterday. There was no data. It was a Monday, and we weren't expecting a lot. And it turned out we didn't get a lot. Okay, this is Euro Yen. Euro Yen, what do I want here? Yeah, I'm bearish on this. And, it had a candle come out. I think that was data out of Tokyo today, and that's that one candle, but the data was low impact, but it reacted. So let's see if we can get this to pull back up to the R1 at 126.13, and we'll get out at the daily pivot point at 125.66. What happens if it breaks the daily pivot? We need a break, a retest, and then we'll sell it. Then we're going to take it down all the way to that yellow line on the bottom of the chart, which is a support zone, and that looks like that's at about 125.20, and we'll take it. We'll get out at that price there. So got some options with the euro yen. I like my trade plan. I think I'm going to stick with the trade plan. I want to see this come up at least to resistance, and then we can take this back down again. And I'll worry about the 200 and the daily pivot point when we get there. But that's why I want the R1, because the R1 will get us to break even before we have any issues with bounces, right? And we won't get stopped out. All right, let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar, this is another chart that I did not have to make a new chart. It's the same as yesterday. It had no price action. Basically came up, came back down. It's sitting on this 200 exponential moving average. Remember, this pair is bearish, 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 bearish. So I want this to come up. Now, is it going to come up to R3? Good question. Probably not. Probably the best option to do here is go to the top of the chart. And on this slide, you'll see that blue candle all the way to the left of the chart. And fib that all the way to where the check mark is to the bottom there. And see where your 38.2 is. And see if you can get a pullback to your 38.2. That's another option. But we need a pullback. This is bearish. Remember, this pair is very, very bearish. So we want to stick with that. Okay? All right, let's say that's a wrap up for our 6 currency pairs. I thought there was one more. Nope, there isn't. And you know, the trade plans are great today. I think we have a great trading day ahead. We got some price action. We got some stimulus. We've got some data coming out. So I think we're gonna have a good trading day today. Looking really forward to it. It's gonna be a great trading day. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilder, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence Trade, I want to thank you for joining me on Tuesday, March 22nd, 2016. Traders, like I say every day, trade smart and not hard. Please watch your economic calendar, watch your news events today, and be very smart with your entries. Traders, until about 24 hours from now, see you next time. Have a great trading day. See you then. Bye-bye.